Welcome. Today, we're going to explore a counterintuitive truth about modern life. You need to be bored. In fact, your mental health, your sense of meaning, and your overall happiness depend on it. We live in an age where we've essentially eliminated boredom from our lives. That little device in your pocket, your smartphone, has become our constant companion, filling every spare moment with stimulation. But what if I told you that this constant connectivity is actually making us more depressed, more anxious, and less fulfilled? Let's start with understanding what happens in your brain when you're bored. There's a network of brain structures called the default mode network. Don't let the technical name intimidate you. It's simply the part of your brain that activates when you're not actively focused on anything specific. Picture this. You're sitting at a red light and you've forgotten your phone at home. That slightly uncomfortable feeling you get, that's your default mode network kicking in. Your mind starts to wander. You might think about your day, your relationships, or bigger questions about your life. Research from Harvard University reveals just how much we hate this feeling. In experiments where people had to sit alone in a room for just 15 minutes, with nothing to do, many participants chose to give themselves painful electric shocks rather than sit with their thoughts. Think about that. Physical pain was preferable to boredom. For a majority of people, why do we find boredom so unbearable? The answer lies in what the default mode network makes us confront. When our minds wander freely, they often drift toward uncomfortable existential questions. What is the meaning of my life? Am I living according to my values? What is my purpose? Am I making a difference? These aren't easy questions. They don't have simple answers. Our brains naturally want to avoid this discomfort, so we reach for our phones. Every notification, every scroll, every video provides a hit of dopamine that temporarily relieves the discomfort of these deeper questions. But here's the problem. By constantly avoiding these questions, we never actually address them. We're living on the surface of our lives, never diving deep enough to find real meaning or purpose. We're experiencing an unprecedented crisis of meaning in our society. Depression and anxiety rates are skyrocketing, particularly among young people. Studies consistently show that people today have less sense of life meaning compared to previous generations. This isn't just about individual suffering, it's about a fundamental disconnect from what makes us human. Throughout history, humans have used quiet moments, solitary walks, and periods of reflection to process life's big questions. Our ancestors didn't have constant entertainment, and that forced them to sit with their thoughts, to grapple with meaning, to develop rich inner lives. Now, we've created a world where we never have to be alone with our thoughts. We wake up and immediately check our phones. We fill every commute with podcasts. We can't even wait for an elevator without pulling out our devices. We've essentially opted out of the human experience of contemplation. Here's how the cycle works. You feel a moment of boredom, which triggers mild discomfort. You reach for your phone to escape that discomfort. The phone provides immediate relief through stimulation and dopamine hits. But this relief is temporary, and more importantly, it prevents you from developing tolerance for boredom and addressing deeper questions. Over time, this creates what we might call a doom loop of meaning. The more you avoid boredom, the less capable you become of handling it. The less you engage with meaningful questions, the more hollow and anxious you feel. This hollowness drives you to seek more distraction, which further erodes your capacity for meaning-making. It's like developing a psychological allergy to your own thoughts. And just like with physical allergies, the only way to build tolerance is through exposure. When you allow yourself to be bored, remarkable things happen. First, you become more creative. Some of history's greatest innovations and artistic breakthroughs came during moments of boredom. When your mind wanders, it makes unexpected connections between ideas. Second, you develop greater self-awareness. Those uncomfortable questions your default mode network raises, they're actually incredibly valuable. They help you understand what truly matters to you, what you value, and what direction you want your life to take. Third, paradoxically, you become less bored with everyday life. When you build tolerance for boredom, ordinary activities become more engaging. Your job becomes more interesting. Your relationships deepen. The world around you becomes richer and more textured. So how do we reclaim boredom in a world designed to eliminate it? Here are concrete strategies. Start small. Begin with just 15 minutes of intentional boredom each day. Leave your phone at home during a walk. Sit with your morning coffee without any devices. Commute without podcasts or music. Create device-free zones. Establish times and places where devices aren't allowed. No phones during meals. No devices after 7 p.m. Keep your bedroom a phone-free sanctuary. Practice regular digital detoxes. Take longer breaks from technology. Start with a few hours, then try a full day. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. That discomfort is your brain's addiction to dopamine speaking. But it will pass, and you'll feel remarkably refreshed. Reframe waiting. Instead of seeing waiting as dead time to be filled with phone use, view it as an opportunity for reflection. Standing in line, sitting in traffic, waiting for appointments. These are gifts of forced contemplation. The fear of missing out on digital content is nothing compared to what you're actually missing by never being bored. You're missing out on self-discovery, on creativity, on the deep satisfaction that comes from grappling with life's big questions. Your grandparents didn't know what was happening every second around the world, and they were arguably more grounded and purposeful than we are today. The news can wait, social media will still be there, but your life is happening right now, and you're missing it. If you're constantly distracted, this isn't about becoming a digital hermit or rejecting modern technology entirely. It's about reclaiming your right to think, to wonder, to be uncomfortable, and ultimately, to grow. It's about recognizing that in our quest to eliminate all discomfort, we've also eliminated some of what makes life meaningful. So here's your challenge. Put down your phone. Embrace the discomfort of boredom. Let your mind wander into those big, scary questions. You might just discover that in the space between stimulation, in those quiet moments you've been avoiding, lies the very meaning and purpose you've been searching for all along. Remember, you don't need more content, more stimulation, or more distraction. You need more boredom. Your future, more fulfilled self will thank you for it.